So, welcome everybody. And this is our annual general meeting where we really tell you what we've been up to for the past year. And, in December, January of this year, the board sat down and created an operational plan for 2018. We'll show you where we're at in that operational plan. So we've got a scorecard that measures how we're doing, where we should be at this time of the year, and how we're doing against that. So you'll get to see that as well as what we've been up to for the last 12 months or so. And that. So with that, first up is community outreach.
Oh, right.
You're first.
Yes. You introduced me, right? Where is it? All right, as you already introduced me, Julie Carter, VP Community Outreach. I have to click through. Okay. Oh no. Yes, you mentioned we started using the Tweetwell IBA. Great response.
Told you, Jill.
Hi, Jill.
It's Judith.
Judith, sorry, Judith. I'll be Jill. Let's see. All right, some more fun stuff in our, actually is outreach. Corey that's not here, he's Celerity Group. He is also part of the outreach committee for business outreach. We have they've now become educator providers for the IBA. So anything through them is certified. You will get points. Your PDUs, TDUs, as long as you take courses through them. So that's good news because they're local and active, and they have some great offerings coming up in their curriculum this year. They promise to soon have a PMI BA course starting soon. I keep bothering about that, so heads up for that as well.
They do have one July.
The BA?
Yeah.
One coming up?
So when is that? Bill, is it July 23rd? I think it's 23rd, 27th.
TBD, we'll make sure to put it up on.
I don't even know. I can't remember.
Yeah, so it's going to be in Louisville.
Yeah.
And that, so it's a boot camp, 4 days, all day long. If you want a crash course in IIBA certification, that's it.
I was told today that it is scheduled for the end of June.
We'll get the right dates for everybody.
Yeah.
Moving the dates on this.
As you mentioned, we have joined the Commerce Lexington. We did attend their business link function. We partnered with SQS, shared a table, and spread the word about business analysis. We were a very popular table. We were very popular. People stopped by. They liked the privacy slide that we have on the webcams, on the laptops, and that actually got people to come over and ask about us, our community, what we do. So we have had responses, some emails rolling in, so maybe we'll get some more companies and members signing up soon, shortly, and joining us come our next season starting in August. Kentuckiana branch, yay! Welcome. Thank you for coming. Glad to see we have some more activity out there in that area. Again, traveling an hour and a half, but we hope to have a bigger community at some point. And again, try next time or next year to have some collective meetings in between where we can all get together instead of work remotely all the time. Let's see. More videos for a VA talk series. And along with that, do you have what we're going to do or what we did already?
What's that?
That's it? Okay. So we do that and the planned gaming that Aaron also mentioned as well. So that's what we did this year. Pay no attention to the screen. It shows we weren't very successful. I'm going to have to give the VP of Outreach last year a really hard time.
You talking to yourself again?
See, we're going to do, where is it on this line? I can't even tell.
Streets.
Yeah, where is it? Yeah, on the streets. So that is something that we wanted to get going. I found a bunch of people who really want to do it. I think they took BA on the streets literally. And since we just got warm weather, they actually called me and said, hey, when are we going to do that BA on the streets thing? It's nice today. So keep a lookout for that as well. That's also to get community, people ask questions, find out from different companies. BA on the streets, we figured kind of like a little hustle. hey, you're a VA with this company, come join us, do a quick interview, have them answer a couple of questions about what they do in the community for business analysis in their company, and then open it up to anyone else that has questions. Hey, can you answer me this? And maybe we can hunt down someone else in the community that can answer those questions and interview them as well and post them online along with the VA talks and any information we can find.
So it'll be another video series for us, like our VA talks.
And then another source if anybody has issues or they just want to chat and have a discussion with us. So that's where we're going. Hopefully, again, we'll have another small business series coming up. A lot of interest. We've hit retail recently, and our first one was at Wine Styles or Pork and Barrel. Yeah. So hopefully we'll continue that. We're looking at someplace with food next time, potentially.
And then
so,
Sash and Bow.
And then the Sash and Bow for the retail. So we had a good time there as well. So hopefully we'll get more. That's, again, something else. We're reaching out to the communities, showing how entrepreneurs and small businesses kind of mirror what we do as business analysts, because they have to wear all of our hats and work through the system and how their tools mirror ours and kind of share ideas and struggles and successes. So keep a lookout for that too. That'll be on our schedule again in the next year. And I think that's it.
That's it. So we should note that the two items that don't have a bar up there just means that has not happened yet this year. We're not supposed to have done it yet. We've got more than half the year to go. So you'll see those bars grow or get on there later in the year.
As we reach out.
Richard. You get the
election
next.
results. So this will be the formal announcement of this.
It will.
Big news. So,
Drum roll!
yeah, big surprise.
And it was unanimous too.
Yes, our new president.
So was Judith.
We are very excited about that. I guess this meeting is this the threshold of which
July is when.
July 1st, she takes office
Like another
officially.
month of freedom.
freedom, hardly freedom if you're still in sponsorship.
Yeah.
We need 3 more sponsors before you take the other position.
And then re-elected as VP of Community Outreach is Judith, of course. No surprise there. And, as you can see and hear from what she presented, she's doing a lot of great things. It's another example of how innovative this group has been and why we won the award for that. We did have and still do have an opening for Vice President of Sponsorship, and we didn't receive any write-in votes or any nominees, but I want to encourage you to think about that, and for anybody else in the group that might be interested in that, it's still open. And myself, I've only been VP of Finance and Administration for a couple of months, and that position's been open for over a year, yeah. And I had some time available and jumped in to help out, so that can always be done. You don't have to wait for a formal election process, so that'll be good to get. So in terms of the actual numbers, again, I've only been doing this for 2 months, so I'm still a little new to this. The main news here is that we're doing very good financially. And so over here on the left side, you can see our actual to budget numbers, and we're doing a little bit better, or a little over what we had budgeted for this year in terms of profits. And then expenses are on the left side, and we're a little bit over on expenses, but just barely, about $250. So that's all quite good. And a couple of things I want to point out here in terms of our profits on the left side. You can see how we're well over what the budget numbers were, but the big kick on that has been that study group participation fees, and that's been a big success for us. And I can speak to that because I was in the first year of that group, and it's a wonderful group and a wonderful opportunity if you're looking for certification. I think that's Well, I'm really pleased to see how popular that's becoming, not just within our immediate region, but I think we're getting more people around the country joining up with that. So that's been very helpful. But notice how we have budgeted some PD opportunities, such as workshop participation fees and workshop sponsorships. So there are still some opportunities here, I think, for us to make some more money so that we can offer even more for our own group and offer more around the country for different BAs. And so I think we're doing quite good, and we hope we make that better next year. And in terms of the scorecard, lots of lines that we haven't gotten to yet. But I hope to get to that during this next year. Now we have the position filled again. And then the last line where we're a little bit under the goal, increasing the funds available to the chapter. That applies to what I was just speaking about. We hope to make more money so that we can make more things available to our entire chapter.
Yeah, our budget for this year calls for us to make $243, more revenue than expense. We're lagging behind on that right now. So have all your friends join the chapter so with the membership dues, and that'll get that all the way to Blue.
Right. And in addition to new members, if you have any ideas of things we can offer, like the study group, anything you think would be helpful to BAs or other practitioners in the area, let us know what the ideas are. And that might be another, not only way to help our members, but another opportunity for getting some more money.
Okay.
We've done absolutely nothing for Martin.
Okay, go stand off.
One more.
Oh. Okay, so we started using a meetup app for Louisville and Owensboro so that we can let everyone know when our meetings are. So when we do have meetings, we go out and post them there. People are looking at them. I get emails all the time that this person is going, that they signed up for it or they have interest in it. So part of some of the budget was probably because we purchased some marketing materials. Yay.
Somebody was over budget.
Yeah, so that was me, sorry. But we did get some stuff, like you just said, with our logo on it. So we have the webcams, we got pins, and we got portfolios. Okay, that's it. I thought I ordered more, sorry. Yeah, we went a little bit.
Not much.
No,
500.
500 or so.
We could have gone.
We also published the BA Connection newsletter, which is almost time to do that again. So with the help of some of the other people here, some of our board members, they've written articles for us. Thank you very much. And if you haven't, then I will be getting with you because I'll need them for you. And as you can tell, we're all green. We're up, 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 which this is good. And so we have more members, more presence in the community. Our LinkedIn network is growing. Our Twitter followers are growing. And you can see that we are also starting our meetup network. So just please continue to help our chapter grow. And I appreciate it.
All blue.
Yay. So what that means, according to Aaron, is that I've started everything here. That's what he said, right? So, but no, everything basically except for the newsletter, which of course that's ongoing. So you see our next one comes out in June. But we've done everything that we set out to do.
We have Marguerite come up and do membership.
Did you membership? Just like, oh my.
Marguerite, you want to do this? Joanne Sims is our Vice President of Membership, and she could not be with us this evening. So I guess I will fill in for her. So I will try to talk. So membership, we have been really busy, and that this year we started a email nurture program for those that subscribe on our website, and that they get a series of 5 emails, week after week, or month, week, it steps them a little closer to the final one, asks them actually to become members of that. So one of them, I think it's the second one in the series, gives them a recording of one of our chapter meetings so they can taste some of the membership benefits, and then moves them on, and then we ask them to join the chapter. So we got a members only section. So if you are a member, you sign in on the website, there's like 5, 6 items that go in the navigation bar that goes across the top. And when you sign in and you're a member, you'll see on the far right that members will show up. And we have a ton of content there. Not only all of our past recordings of all our past chapter meetings are out there. We have the recordings from 3, 4 of our study groups that we have done. We did a webinar series called the 21st Century BA Business Analyst last year. We have those recordings. We started one this year, which I have to announce in the next section, that we are mentoring those seeking IIBA certification with a monthly webinar. It's called IIBA Certification Screenside Chat. And each of our BAs or CBAPs from the chapter is the mentor. So once a month we get a new BA mentor to do that. So I've done it. Richard's done it. You're next month, aren't you? Yeah, I think Cody will be doing it in June. It was Paul Schroeder did this month. So every month we'll have a new perspective for people to gain from. So I guess I don't have to mount that one on that. Also, what you can see in that section, the members only section, we have an executive dashboard that tracks our membership attendance, the marketing stuff that we saw there, our community and followers on Twitter and LinkedIn. And we got a dashboard on there that tracks that our members can see. We've added this scorecard. You're seeing snippets of each scorecard. We got the entire scorecard on that page in the members only section. You've all seen it, right?
Yeah.
We had a plan to reach out to people that used to come and are not attending anymore to just find out why we lost them and see what we could have done to have retained them, or as Richard says, what can we offer them now that may bring them back and such. So we are going to do that. So we did have a goal of increasing membership by 10%, and this is a different time frame than what you saw the membership numbers. So I think we're pretty much holding steady. So we should have gained 2 or 3 members by now, and we haven't. So we're lagging a little behind there. We'll catch up in all of that. So now my area, professional development. We have what we call board policies. So it's a unique thing that we do that when the board makes a decision that's an ongoing and lasting thing that affects chapter operations and such, we call it a board policy, and we document it separately. A lot of boards in that have been on other chapter boards and other organizations and such. And when you're trying to remember 6 months, a year later, what that decision was, people go back through board minutes and try to remember, or you're dependent on people's memory, and sometimes those are different. So we actually document it as a separate thing. So it's easy to find, it's documented, everybody can see it. You don't have to go searching for it. So on there we have a governance calendar. It says when we have to file our government, our continued existence filings with the state and the federal government to keep our tax exempt status. So those are coming up, and Richard will get those finished and all of that. That's governance. We have a program calendar that says that we're to offer at least 9 chapter meetings during the year and 1 social event. And you can see from our offerings in that, study group, workshop, IIBA certification, webinars. We also did a social event, which was a dinner. So there's the thing. So we had one in April in Lexington. I plan to do one in June in Louisville, where we're going to just sit down with dinner. We're going to get our CBAPs from the area to be there and just answer questions for those that are seeking IIBA certification. So the one in April I thought was a great success. We had 2 of our CBAPs there and 2 people that were seeking IIBA certification. So we talked and they asked questions and hopefully got good answers and such. So another thing they're doing. Again, our Box study group or CBAP study group will do there the half-day workshop in Lexington and Louisville. Our scorecard, pretty much blue. One of our goals is to always have 3 chapter events on our website at all times. So future events, so that you can see we're active. This is not a dormant chapter like a lot of them are. So in like December, January, next program is not fully set up. So there was a month or 2 that we failed to have 3 listings. But ever since then, we have, and all of that. So we've kept with the program calendar. We're consistent. And that consistency also means, getting the notice out. There were a couple chapters within the last year that I know that have closed their doors. And a lot of it was just inconsistent marketing. So Lachey and the board have been really good on making sure, we configure it in our system. And we tell it, 3 weeks out, first notification goes out, 7 days out, the second notification goes out. There's a reminder that goes out to remind those that have registered. So it's very consistent. And the community knows what to expect from us. With that, I'll turn it over to Kathy.
So, all right, so Solarity Group, who was our charter sponsor, and by that I mean they were the very first sponsor that we had when we started in 2013. They have continued to sponsor us for almost 5 years now, and so we owe a lot to them. They have really provided us with a lot of support. They renewed their sponsorship again.
And sometimes meeting space.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they host a lot of our meetings as well, and sometimes they are also food sponsors in addition to that. In January 2018, created a sponsorship fulfillment report to inform our sponsors when it's their time to renew, basically how we've delivered on our promise to them as far as having their name on the website, and in addition to that, perhaps various whatever the benefits were that they were supposed to get, we made sure that they got them, or if they did not get them, we mention that and say, we were not able to deliver this to you for whatever reason. So and that kind of helps, so that they at least know what they're getting. Now, we didn't used to do that. Now, unfortunately, last month we lost 2 chapter sponsors. This happens sometimes. One of them was J. Ross Publishing, and the other one was Just in Mind. And so I don't know if they had financial issues or what it was. Neither of them were responsive to to our reaching out. So that's their business. But we got a new chapter sponsor, which is Tech Systems in Louisville. And so what's nice about Tech Systems is they have provided food for a number of our meetings, and now they've become an actual patron sponsor for the chapter. So we're very grateful to them for doing that. It's very nice. So
Thank you, Emily.
Yeah.
Her name's
exactly.
Emily.
All right. And then
There we go.
Okay, and yeah, we continue to get meeting sponsors for chapter meetings, and so that's a nice thing. It's less commitment for those sponsors than actually giving us a year sponsorship commitment, and we really very much appreciate that. We really do, and thank you so much to Kemper Sealy for hosting the meeting tonight and providing all this awesome food too. So thank you so much for being a host and a meeting sponsor. Oh, and SQS, yes, I should mention, yes, SQS has sponsored a number of our meetings throughout the last year or year and a half, 2 years maybe. And so, and I don't know what we would have done without that, without SQS. Okay, so here's our operational plan. So it's like not looking too good right now, but
Well, the second one, it's
Yes.
not updated, but the second one items you've completed. So
right,
we've got
that's
one new
true.
sponsor.
Yeah, so that one is completed. And so, yeah, but I don't have an event sponsor.
We haven't had the workshop yet.
Well, but I have, but you're going
Yeah, get us one.
yeah. Anyway, so obviously we need to improve and yeah, part of the reason that we don't have the sponsorship agreement fulfillment report to everyone so far is because
Wasn't ready when
working on it.
Celerity renewed.
Yeah, well, they didn't renew, so anyway. So obviously there's a lot of improvement to be done. And so hopefully when we get the new sponsorship VP, they'll be able to attack all this, right? Anyone want to take on the job? Okay. Oh, so that's it.
All right. Now we're at the fun part of the meeting, not all the business stuff. This is the part that leads to cake. So. All right. Bluegrass Business Analysis Hall of Fame induction ceremony. This is our third class that we're inducting tonight. We have members from our first class and our second class is here as well. So we thank you guys for attending. I'll cheer on our new inductees. This is only one sheet of paper. I could probably, like all of our inductees, make like books and books of these two ladies that we're going to induct tonight as well. But I'm going to try to get these highlights. If my information is incorrect, just shout out and say, nope, I've been doing that for 20 years, not 5. Get your answer right. So, but the first one, again, one of our own, service to the Bluegrass IIBA chapter category. So for this particular category, and I'll read these, provide distinguishable service to the chapter, receive recognition from their peers and contribution to the chapter, and assist the chapter in meeting its strategic and operational goals, which this year she has overachieved as everything she does and everything that I hear she does as work as well. She's been a member for 4 years now. She was a director and now the VP of marketing. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this list goes on and on and on. So I'm just going to try and get a couple of the wonderful highlights. You've seen kind of, she presented the great things she's done for the chapter, continues to do great things for the chapter. Marketing is huge in any capacity, in any job, and now this is a secondary job that she's doing for us and doing it very well and getting out there. She writes the newsletter, constantly reaching out to everybody, letting everybody know that we here, we exist. She brings awareness, writes numerous articles. She takes all the extra tasks, and I'm going to summarize this. Basically, you rock. All the time and effort you put into making the chapter run smoothly and filling in where others have let things fall through the crack. You go above and beyond to keep things running in addition to all your extra responsibilities and work and travels. And we thank you for your service. Lachey. And a shout out to her special guest this evening. Her parents are here, and it is their anniversary. Happy anniversary. So we can send you, let's see, Eric, from the right order. No, sorry.
It's right to left, not left.
Traditional award ceremony. Here we go. We present you with this award for emeritus service to the IBA. Yeah, very Take this. Here, and I'm going to drop those so good at somebody else's hands. All right, our next inductee is up for advancement of the profession of bluegrass category. And I've been to a few of her meetings where she's presented. She is a wonderful presenter, knowledgeable, and she actually, I use quite a few techniques that I've learned from you in the past couple of years. In order to be considered for this position, you have to do one of the following, which I believe she might have done all of the following. Raise awareness of the value of business analysis to organizations, provide a business analysis education or training program to professionals, region, assist in creating certification business analysis professionals, and have been published. So yes, I think she's circled, she's received them all. Yes. Yeah, okay, we'll just say ish. So here's this long list of accomplishments. President of the Louisville IIBA chapter for 6 years. In that time, as I said, workshops, she's been educating several, actually, chapters. She's come to ours several times and offered workshops, not only just for our monthly meetings, but the whole afternoon sessions and learning. I forgot my glasses, so
I have my cheaters.
I might. Let's see. She's presented at the Codapalooza, a developers conference in Kentucky, BMI chapter. She's held business analysis training, developer training, and she's held lead positions in companies in Louisville for, I'm not going to go for how long. She holds Bachelor of Science degree in computer science from Indiana University, where she's also a mentor now to those students there as well. And she started the mentor collaboration with the university and the Louisville IIBA chapter. She founded the Business Knowledge Academy to provide business analysis training. Oh my gosh, it just goes on, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. Let's see, she's offered content of training programs, collaborating with other regionals, as I mentioned, and she served organization around Kentucky, Bluegrass business analysis communities for more than 8 years. And I could go on, but I'm just going to say, she's, yeah, I'll pull out the other list in my pocket. More than deserving, Marguerite Stern. I really need to listen to you too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I'm going to say a couple of words. This means a lot to me. Some of you may have noticed I've taken a big step back over the last year or so from my extracurricular activities. So due to family health problems, my husband has cancer, so I've been working through that. He's through treatment and hoping to get back, but I kind of really miss doing all of that stuff. Those of you who've been there, I learned just as much in presenting to everybody as you learn from me. So I miss it tremendously, and it does mean a lot that you all have given me this. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
So now on to the celebration. Cake. Congratulations, ladies.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Louisville. Love having you here. We do have food left over, and that's for taking stay around network. And that everybody have a safe trip home.
Thank you. Go show.
You know, actually,